Hello.
So you are an actor and musician.
Mm-hmm.
You were on Scandal. Well, you're still on Scandal.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a new show called
Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce.
Jinx. So how's that?
I don't know your middle name. I can't play the Jinx game. It's great. It's last year was I was a series regular on 2 different shows over the course of 8 years, which is super lucky for an actor. That never happened. So I was in Prison Break for 2 years and then private practice for 6, and then it was scary to go out into the world because that was totally.
What's the world?
Coddled. Well, I had a job. Like I knew, it's very rare as an actor to know you have a consistent job. So 10 months out of the year, I knew I was employed. And when I was off, I was like, well, great. I don't have to do anything because I'm going back to work. I can play music and da-da-da. So then kind of going out and saying, oh, well, now I have to, look for a job. And I wonder if your landlord's here.
This isn't my apartment.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. I know, right? And then the Girlfriend's Guide thing happened. It was just a guest star, even though it's the soon-to-be ex-husband of the lead. It's a show about a woman getting divorced.
Wait, is the lead played by your sister?
No.
Okay.
We have a similar last name, but it's one letter off.
Oh, seriously?
I'm Adelstein. She's Edelstein.
You guys kind of look like each other.
We also look alike, and my grandfather changed it from an E to an A, so we're definitely from the same.
Did he change it because he knew you were going to be on that show?
He did.
He was like, it'd be awkward if you guys were related.
He was a I was almost going to say a voyeur, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Voyeur. Like a creep? Yeah.
No, a soothsayer, someone who can see in the future. He was actually a pharmacist, and we can only assume that he wanted to be first in the yellow pages. We can't figure out why he changed
That's smart.
to an A.
That's really smart.
So that was a guest star that turned into doing the whole season, and I also got asked to write on it. So I was in the writer's room last year writing on it and wrote 1 episode, and it was just a whole different experience. So the long story short is it was fun to go out in the world because I got to be one kind of character on Girlfriend's Guide, and I got to be this completely insane character on Scandal, and the variety was fun, even though it was scary to not have a consistent job.
Right. I see billboards for that one show, Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, every day of my life. Like, I can't escape them.
Is it like over your apartment?
My bedroom window.
Yeah, that'll do it.
She's going to love this. We need to make sure she sees it.
Yeah.
So you play the soon-to-be ex-husband of your not sister.
Of my not sister,
okay, cool.
Right.
Cool.
It's a really interesting show, and Marty Noxon created it, and she's divorced, and it's kind of fascinating time in gender politics and human relations where, in this particular relationship, for instance, the woman was the breadwinner. And that's relatively new. Yeah. People getting divorced and the man saying, well, I want half. And
like Katy Perry and Russell Brand.
Exactly like Katy and Russell. Did he take half?
He took a lot of money from her.
Did he really?
Yeah. I don't know if it was half, but
interesting.
She was way richer than him.
Yeah, because, I can see that.
He has integrity.
I was at the Super Bowl. I saw Katy Perry at the Super Bowl.
You were at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Because you're an actor?
It was the first time that anything like that's really ever happened. Where they were like, "Do you want to go to the Super Bowl with a friend? Do you want to bring a friend?" I said, "Yes."
Like, no.
It was crazy. I don't like big, huge groups of 60,000 people congregating in one place. It makes me very comfortable, but it was fun.
So what was the most interesting part of being on the Scandal set?
Tell
me all the secrets that you're not supposed to tell me.
Everybody dies except me.
Oh my god, that's
crazy. Good. The acting part of Scandal that's so challenging is that... Do you watch Scandal?
Sometimes, yeah.
It's heightened. It's not naturalism. And
really?
It is... Well, but I mean, it's not even... It's not even... some shows are... what you may describe as melodrama, but they still kind of have naturalistic speech patterns.
Exactly. They don't repeat everything they say 3 times.
Correct. I mean, a normal television script is 40 to 50 pages, right? A Scandal script is 70 pages because you're talking so fast, and so you are really. It's just a different muscle, and my characters, I think, extreme even amongst the extreme characters. And so it really felt kind of like doing theater again because it was heightened in a way that, Kate Burton, who plays the vice president or the former vice president, who I had most of my scenes with in that first handful of episodes I did. She's also a theater actress, and
oh, cool.
They would say cut, and we would look at the director and say, "Really? Is that really what you want?" I mean, I'm chewing.
You're like, God, yes.
And then oh, we love it. I feel like I'm like foaming at the mouth and just making outrageous choices, which feel certainly they feel appropriate for the material, but I've certainly never done it on
that's so
television
interesting
before.
To me. Just like. If you can remember one, I want to hear about an interesting choice that you think you made where you're like, that was weird that I did that. And they're like, yes.
Oh, like grinding on words and preaching to her. I have this whole thing where I'm telling her she's Jesus. And,
oh, yeah.
And I don't know, just, and he kind of has this East Coast affect where he kind of gets into a thing. And I'm thinking, it was all organic, but I'm thinking, this is ridiculous,
I think you're really good at playing that character.
I loved it. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it. For some reason, in the film work I've done, it's been mostly comedy, and it's been pretty broad comedy. But on television, I've mostly done very naturalistic things, so it just felt strange. I felt like kind of like I was out there.
Right.
Like, am I on the right show? Sometimes you watch a show and you go, okay, that guy's on a different show than the rest of the people. Or that guy's not in the same movie as the rest of these people. So I just wanted to make sure that wasn't happening.
No, I thought you were the best character. I shouldn't say that because this is a podcast that you're doing.
That's okay. I appreciate that. I'm sure you say that to all your podcastees.
Yeah, you're the best actor on Scandal.
I'm sure you say that to Michael Ian Black. He's the best actor on Scandal.
Yeah, I have. And he said thank you.
I'm sure he
believes that he is.
I believe he is too.
During the break, you discussed about how you have a photographed memory. Is that true?
No.
Okay. Could you pretend like it is? You're an actor,
yes.
For God's sake.
Yes. There are actors that do. It's an incredible skill.
Yeah.
There's shortcuts though. We just learned a really great shortcut that actually really helped with Scandal.
Just make up your lines.
Oh, you just say whatever you want.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you're like, that was
totally right. And the script supervisor comes over and says,
totally right.
What did you say? Like, I don't know. It's totally right. That's another interesting thing. I keep saying it's interesting. I hate when people say that, and I've started to say it. It's an interesting thing. It's like saying this awesome thing I'm about to say. This thing I'm going to really captivate you.
And the other person's like falling asleep.
Yeah, it's horrible. What's interesting? That's terrible. Girlfriend's Guide is naturalistic, and we can overlap speech. They cross shoot it, and you can kind of improvise a little bit, and you can throw in ums and ahs, and you can say shit because it's on Bravo.
Yeah,
awesome.
You can't say that on my podcast. No. I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it. I like shows like that.
So it's really fun. Scandal, on the other hand, is every comma is perfect. You can't talk when somebody else is talking. Yeah. So you really have to know that stuff inside and out.
I wish that people in real life interrupted me the way that people interrupt each other on Scandal. So I'm like going into a sentence and they're like, wait, because I could just keep talking over them. It's like you're too slow kind of thing. So yeah, that's an interesting thing that I just thought of.
I love that.
So when you got the part on Scandal, was it like just a prepackaged Leo, or did you like add stuff to it? Because for you, it seemed really natural to be that bad of a guy. I obviously worked with Shonda. I got Shonda.
Yeah,
me too, Shonda.
Shonda.
First name basis, yeah.
Ms. Rhymes? What should I call her?
Yeah, I prefer.
The woman who built my house? What should I call her? They said, do you want to do this thing? And they sent me the script, and I opened, and like the first page, it was me and Jeff Perry, who's an acting hero of mine from Chicago, in the Oval Office having an argument. I was like, okay, this is going to be so fun. Yeah. And I just, for some reason, I had it super early. So I got to work on it before I went in, and Leo just kind of emerged. Yeah. And then it was one of those things where I don't really know what I'm going to do. And then you go to your costume fitting, and they say, what do you, and I was like, I don't know, maybe he's one of these guys with a pocket square and cufflink. And she was like, oh, great. And then she pulled all this stuff.
You get to help decide?
You can.
For a fucking Shonda Rhimes show?
It depends. He's described a certain way as being one of these DC power players. It said charismatic, seasoned, brilliant. That's what I had to work off of.
Holy crap. It's not.
So I was like, seasoned? They saying I'm old? Like, I was immediately, But, I thought, okay, well, he's telling truth to power to the President of the United States in the Oval Office, or at least to the President's advisors in the Oval Office. He clearly has some flair.
Secretly gay.
I really thought actually that there was going to be a thing where I ended up making out with Cyrus, which I was kind of psyched about. But now I'm making out with Abby.
Yeah.
Which is confusing because Lisa Edelstein's character is also named Abby.
No way.
Yeah.
And her last name is the same as yours.
Right.
All the same letters. I'll edit this out if you want. I thought you were the most natural character on Scandal. I've seen it a few times. Like, the lines just seem yours.
Well, that's the thing I was kind of talking about, though. I feel like it is a heightened world, and he's a heightened person. Right. And so I think that's a good match. And there are those people. I mean, those people. They come into a room, and you say to yourself, is this a shtick? Is it? Right. And what I said for like the first 10 episodes I did or something, I said, I'm glad that I'm doing the Scandal stuff that's political and not the Scandal stuff that's romantic, because that, I don't know how you keep that in the realm of reality.
But
now I'm doing it.
Stuff, yeah.
I'm having an argument in my underwear, but still have like the Leo hair, and I'm like, what is this going to look like when he goes to bed? Lena Dunham is on not this week's, but next week's Scandal.
Oh, she is?
That was a trip, yeah.
Okay. Spoilers, please.
No. Well, I can't spoil it.
Okay.
Although, when will this be out?
Probably in like 4 months. No, I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. So I can talk all I
want. No, honestly, it won't be out for a while. Let's talk about your band.
Okay.
And music in general, because you played music for like as long as you've been an actor.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that you still do it, even though you're on ABC shows and shit.
It actually has allowed me to play. I mean, the fact that I had kind of steady acting gigs has allowed me to play music more. It's allowed me to have a home studio and go home every night and play for a few hours and have a band and go into a studio. Because I played in Chicago. I played in a band. I started a band.
You shouldn't have told me you had a home studio. New best friend.
No, do it. Bring it on. I mean, it's a.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Red lights on. I started this band in Chicago, and when I came out here, one of my misgivings, and one of the reasons I kind of really came out here slowly, was like there's nobody to play music with. Oh. These were guys from high school, and we then kind of split into two bands, but we were still a tight community, and then we had this kind of third band that was the Ponce Lads that I think you would really enjoy, which is kind of a comedy band.
How do you spell Ponce?
Poncey.
Okay.
That has costumes and props, and it gets a little crazy. But out here, I played a couple of solo shows, and I played at home a lot. And I've kind of felt like, no, that's okay. I'm getting old. I can be done with this, and I can just keep making. Right, I can keep making quiet little songs at home. And then through a very close friend, I met his very close friend, a guy named Zach Schaefer, who's a great bassist, and. He's a professional guy out here, and he said, you should some of your stuff, and I'll put together a band, and we'll record a couple of your songs. And I said, I'm such a snob. I was like, I don't want to work with studio musicians. They're going to be like, I don't want to like work with these like guys that went to Berkeley. No, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, and these guys, I'm such an idiot, because these guys, not only have they become like my dear friends, but we totally have the same musical sensibilities, and so we went and recorded, and first day we were recording, they were like, we have to play shows. Yeah. So we started playing shows, and then, various guys, these guys were like always going on tours, and so it was hard to kind of get the same guys, but now it's kind of turned into just this 4-person band.
5, because I'm in it now.
5, because you're in it. I could use some violin.
Yeah, I'll do sessions next week.
That's great. And some keys would be great.
Okay, yeah, I play the keys. Okay.
Do you have a keyboard here besides that thing?
No, it's in my car.
What is it?
It's a really crappy Casio I've had for years and years. But I like it. This is how good I've gotten.
Is it weighted?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
But it's a piece of crap. Like, I've dropped it 100 times.
I have an RD500 that I still have to change the hammers on because I hit it and it break. I
have news for you. You're on a Shonda Rhimes show. You don't have to do anything. Go buy a new keyboard.
Yeah, well, I have other things.
No, yeah, it's weighted, and it sounds like I'm underwater when I'm playing it sometimes, but this is totally breaking, and I don't care, because it's been annoying both me and my drummer. sometimes I'll start playing songs and he's like, you're playing in the wrong key.
Oh, because it transposes?
Yeah, I just transpose without thinking about it. And he's like, how do you even do that? He's like, I can't even do that if I tried, but you're messing
You're
with
like hitting a button and it transposes? Or
no, I'm playing in the wrong key. Like
you're literally playing in the wrong key?
Yeah.
That's how you have one of those brains?
No, that's the thing. I didn't, because I was serious pianist, like competitive and all that shit. And in college I accompanied all my friends and stuff. But I could never like just transpose easily until like 2 or 3 years ago, and then I started doing it unconsciously because I'm like, this sounds right, because it's just as easy for me. Because
it's just a relationship.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
But you can do like the different forms of the chords and stuff without thinking about it.
Without thinking about it, yeah.
That's so weird because on a guitar the relationship's the same, but on piano the forms are actually different.
It's weird.
That's great.
I know. Well, it kind of is, but then he's like, you're playing in the wrong key, and
that's not so
background
great.
vocals are now in the wrong key.
Right.
But I'm like, it's baller of me.
It's impressive.
Thanks.
Don't edit that out.
I won't.
I grew up, in taking classical lessons and did it, but I could, I was like an ADD kid and I couldn't read music, and I just couldn't get it in my brain, and I could do it by ear.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I started playing like the songs that I was listening to where I could figure out music.
Yeah. I think that this is my general opinion because I do read music and I can sight read really well, but in my experience, like the best songwriters don't read music because it like linearizes this thing that shouldn't really be
correct.
Yes. I don't know. So in my experience in bands, I've always kind of been jealous of people who just like they'll write a song and they'll do something I'd never think of because
right. You can't do that. That can't go from
I'm like that's a parallel fifth, but they're like what? Mm-hmm. So I kind of think that there are advantages to not being in that mindset.
I think so too. I wish I could sight read. I can actually sight read better now than I could when I was playing all the time.
Huh.
I just think my brain has calmed down.
That's
or something.
weird. Your brain, yeah.
Do you miss playing classical music? Did you love classical music, or was it kind of a chore?
I do love it. Like I listen to Mozart and Bach, just the mainstream ones when I'm like getting ready to do stuff. But I don't miss playing classical music at all because it was such an intense thing in college, like just playing all the time.
Competitively.
Well, yeah, not even in college competitively, but like playing for operas and stuff where it's like you'd be there for like 3, almost 4 hours. And then, not that I mind playing the same thing every night. Like that's actually fun, but it's just like, I was just like, this is such a chore, kind of thing. And it's like sweaty.
Yeah. Where did you go to college?
University of Montana, which is where my cellist who moved to Minneapolis with me, we went there and we were kind of like alcoholics in the music program. But we used to take shots of tequila before symphony practice just to make it bearable. And then pretty soon we were like, this doesn't affect us at all. So we're like, we have to stop drinking. So
that's a good plan.
She's now at the Seattle Symphony and I am not. So
you're doing a podcast with me. Who wins?
I'm doing a podcast with Lisa Adelstein's brother. Every one of my jokes I'm fucking up. Brother.
Edelstein.
How do you pronounce it?
I'm Adelstein. She's Edelstein.
As you were saying it.
Okay. So you're cool.
Yeah.
You're like you have cool access to cool things.
Like this podcast.
Like Largo, like Satellite, like.
I don't really have access to Largo.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
You get to go play there. That's cool.
What's his name? Flanny hasn't learned my name, but he calls me dude. So we're on a dude basis.
That's pretty good.
He accepts me into his life.
There you go. That's what I mean. That's kind of being ordained.
That thing that you were talking about earlier about you're like, I'm getting old playing music. I've heard so many people say that. Of course, I think that like every day, but
yeah, and I have no problem being old and playing music. It actually fits the music. I mean, in the 90s, I was in those bands, and we were, playing through Marshall half stacks and jumping around and smashing things. And
that guy, yeah.
I miss making all that noise.
Yeah.
But I like I'm still expressing it.
Yeah, it's too bad
this is getting really highfalutin, but
there's that, what's the word? I don't know. There's that stigma, like, if you're getting like old in LA, that you don't want to like play music as much or perform as much, but that's when you have like the most shit to express.
I totally agree.
Don't know anything. They're just faking it.
Right.
You know?
And it's all passion, which is super effective, especially in rock and roll. But I remember that Amy Mann record where I just thought, this is so sophisticated, such sophisticated pop music. I mean, it's so psychologically insightful and emotional and all those things that it should be.
And you know what's really annoying is that she like talks like that too.
She like in full paragraphs. Is she one of those people?
Yes, it's so annoying. No, she just has a really interesting grasp of the English language and uses it very creatively and is very witty. And it's like her mind is just, I don't know. I like her lyrics. I love her lyrics. But, yeah, I'm jealous because she's one of those people. And I kind of like one of those people who I use like the same 14 words like over and over.
That's okay.
And the grammar is wrong too.
Yeah. Well, there's no rules in songwriting for grammar.
Oh, I just meant in conversation.
Oh.
Okay, Paul. Let's do a word prompt game.
Okay.
Back of your albums edition.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So this should be really easy.
This is gonna be song titles?
Well, I can't tell you.
Okay, sorry.
Just say the first thing that
comes
to your
first
mind.
thing comes to my head.
Yeah. And like, just don't like say like a word that rhymes with it, but isn't a real word. Like if I say ladybug, don't say like
ladybug.
Exactly. Don't say that. Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Unfinished.
Business. I mean, I'm going to end up finishing the title of the songs. This is not.
You've already failed. Okay, ready?
Shit.
Warnings.
Stop.
End.
Beginning.
Door.
Jam.
Freezing.
Oh, cold.
Yeah. Turning.
Blue. Turning. This is,
I could have
you
bet
can't use this stuff. You know how
$1,000
much time I've spent with those words.
Okay, fine. We'll do a different word prompt.
Yeah, let's do a different word. Do the back of your album.
Okay. I don't have an album.
Go record an album.
Okay, I'll
print
right
it, and then talk from the back of it.
Okay, so I have a really annoying question for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask again. I'm curious about your process, embarrassingly.
Acting process?
Yes.
There's nothing. No two processes, is that the word, are the same. But I do kind of have some tenets that I try to stick to. I studied, and if there's any philosophy I would subscribe to, it would be probably Meisner kind of philosophy, which is the acting technique.
Sorry, something happening outside. Okay, Meisner. Never heard of that person.
Okay, he was a teacher who was part of the Actors Studio, which kind of came right out of the method acting and Stanislavski and kind of modern naturalistic psychological acting. But he split off from.
Oh, cool. Okay.
He split off from what's his name?
Yeah, the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
And also, my neighbors are yelling outside.
What's his fucking name?
Do you want me to Google it?
So Meisner was part of the Actors Studio, which came out of Stanislavski and method acting, and Lee Strasberg, I think, founded it. And Meisner and then Strasberg kind of had a falling out and kind of split off in two different ways. And Strasberg was still very strict method, which is the kind of psychological recall of specific events and connecting. This is obviously a very generalized version of all this stuff. Meisner,
I don't understand a word you're saying. So
you don't
can't
really?
be that generalized.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
The method acting thing of really feeling the emotion that you're playing in the scene and connecting it to a certain thing that happened in your life and doing sensory recall of that thing. What did it smell like that day? You felt that emotion and really trying to connect every single thing. And Meisner felt that kind of got limiting and masturbatory for actors. And Meisner, to oversimplify it, made it really about the other person, communicating to the other person, trying to affect the other person, which I think is more practical.
Yeah, also, everyone has experience trying to connect with the other person. So
right, and it keeps you, especially in an acting situation, active as opposed to in your head thinking about what you're supposed to be feeling.
Right. Have you done that? Use an encoded emotion? Which one?
So, you do whatever it takes. There's certain roles or scenes or whatever that takes a huge amount of work and
right. So like if it's something really bad or like you have to cry, you think about the time that your burrito is 50 minutes late.
Exactly, and it's just you can't stop. And then they're like, "You're sobbing too much." You just take that down a notch. Maybe it's only 5 minutes late.
You're crying hysterically.
But sometimes that stuff is not effective at all. So it's whatever gets you there. And I think that I was taught really early, even though I had trouble putting it into practice, to do in theater, to do your work at work. You need to do your work at home. Certainly, you need to do your analysis and learn your lines and all that shit, but don't decide so much stuff at home, because when you go to work, it is really about working and rehearsing and trying and being open. And if you get too locked down into something, the director or whatever, you're going to end up spending a lot of time undoing it. And the same thing is true, maybe even more so in film and TV, even though it's scarier, because you don't really get a chance to rehearse very much unless you're kind of doing something special. You get a week of rehearsal or whatever.
A week? That doesn't sound like
No, it's not. So the cool thing about television and film is that 99% of the time, unless you're shooting in front of a green screen or something, you're actually in the physical space of the place you're supposed to be. So that thing of the imagining of you have to do on stage is gone. And so you don't know what it's going to look like before you get there, or feel like, or what the sense is going to be, where the camera's going to be, or what the scene's going to play like, until you go and do it once or twice. So if you decide too much at home, and you work with people and you see this, they're locked into a certain way of doing something, and you could say your line in tears, or you could say your line and light your hair on fire, and they would say their line exactly the same way back to you.
Right.
And I think that's very limiting. And so whatever process I have, it is to try to understand the thing as completely as I can, but also leave enough room to think on your feet. You kind of have to be prepared enough to give yourself permission to think on your feet.
Oh, that's cool. So does your character kiss Lena Dunham's character on the next episode of Scandal?
Not on screen.
All right. Got it. What's your character like on Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, and why am I seeing billboards for it everywhere? They're promoting the shit out of it.
They promoted the crap out of it.
Is it really good or something?
And it's very good. It's I think it presents as, this is a kind of you go girl show on Bravo, and there's
people could see the hand motion you just did with that.
Was it good, or was it was a little like diva singing? What is that hand motion? The billboard is everywhere because Bravo really wants to get into script. It's their first scripted show, so they had a lot.
Really?
Running. Yeah, I mean reality.
Oh yeah.
They're the reality place.
Okay. So did I ask you what your character's like, and you didn't answer me?
No, you started talking about the billboard. So
I started talking about the billboard.
What's he like? He is a bit of a man child, and a bit bitter. This is kind of where the season started. A bit of a failed filmmaker, and his wife's success has been a bit of a thorn in his side. And I think he feels like he sacrificed for her success. At the same time, her success allowed him to kind of not have to follow other avenues. So he's just like, I'm still writing my screenplay.
Yeah.
But he's kind of become embittered by that a little bit, and he feels like he's raised the kids, even though that's only partially true. It was a little hard, I certainly know guys like that, but and you like every character and love every character you play. I mean, this guy was a bit of a
stretch
douche.
Did you write a lot of your own lines?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. You wrote the other people's lines where they're like, "You're so handsome.
You're so awesome." Yeah. This is a guy who, he's getting out of this marriage. He's been in for 20 years. He's buying skinny jeans, and he's got a Porsche and a leather jacket.
I know that guy, yeah.
And he's dating a CW actress, and
like literally a CW.
Literally a CW. Yeah, we got to make up. This is a great part of the writing room. We got to make up the CW show she was on.
That's awesome. What's it called?
Blood Sisters. And it's about twin sisters, one of who's a vampire, one's a vampire hunter.
Yes.
And people were like at
why can't you be on that show?
At the TCAs, people were like, you should sell that show. You guys should sell that show to CW. There's a cool thing that happens in the season where my character, because he's dating this woman, he gets to go and direct one of the episodes of her show.
Oh, okay.
And he's super snobby about it. Like he's above it, even though he really needs the work.
Yeah.
So he's that guy, but I think that over the course of the season, he starts to kind of, he becomes more unburdened when the divorce starts to happen, as she does too, which is they kind of get to shake the cobwebs off a little bit and remember who they were and who they wanted to be before they were tied to one another. And he blossoms a little bit, which she has a problem with, which is really, I think, an interesting psychological thing.
Yeah. I hate when my exes or current boyfriends blossom.
Current boyfriends too. Yeah. Threatening. Yeah. Have you only dated creatives, like non-civilians? I mean,
actually, I don't try not to, but it doesn't usually happen that way. I dated like one musician, one of my longest relationships, and just after that wasn't into dating musicians, which is good because I am one. So, but I think also like musicians don't have the appeal for me because I am one, so I'm not like, oh, that's so sexy. It's just like whatever, Okay, what were you talking about before I fell asleep?
Processes. No, we'd finished with processes.
Oh yeah, you were saying about how.
Oh, just different styles and different techniques that you bring to bear. It's. I also think that for all that theory and all the classwork and all the stuff that you can do, there's just no substitute for doing it.
For talent.
No, for doing it. For doing it as much as you can, anywhere you can.
Oh, that's cool.
That's where you learn. The great thing about being on a series is you do a lot of work, and you can't dwell.
Right.
If you do a guest star and you do 3 days,
I'm sure I'd find a way.
If you do 3 days, you do. But if you do 3 days out of 10, and you work on a Monday, and then you spend Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I fucked that up. I should have done this. And you go. If you're a series regular, you're there Monday, Tuesday. You go home. You got to learn your stuff for tomorrow. You cannot spend time worrying, and that's actually really liberating because the pure volume of work that you end up doing is educational.
What's the most fun part of being an actor for you?
I mean, I play dress up for a living. That's pretty good.
You just said it. Okay.
And I'm a super social person, and I love it still at times feels like the school play. Like let's put on a show.
Oh, that's cute. Oh my god, I can't believe you still feel like that.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I feel really lucky to get to go and do it.
If someone had a gun to your head, what's your favorite part of you being an actor? Like what do you do that you're like, oh, that's cool that I can do that, or just I don't know.
I'm go and put a costume on and pretending like guns. As a life.
No.
Creatively or
no? I mean, like, what is your favorite part of your acting? Gun to your head.
Oh.
You can say something really horrible about yourself afterwards if it makes you feel better. There has to be something you love.
God, I can't.
Come on.
I don't really know. I don't really know.
That's a lie.
It isn't. What's your favorite part about you as a musician?
But I don't have a gun to my head, so this is. My favorite part of me being a musician is that the lyrics I sing are, I don't know. I think just how. You're right. It's a hard question to answer.
Yeah, that's right, though. You almost did.
Yeah. Well, it's like stuff that you don't want to say, but I find it easier to say it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's like, this is like a really embarrassing, exposed part of myself. I'm just going to like yell it into a microphone.
Yeah.
So, that's my favorite part.
Yeah. That's kind of my least favorite part of being a musician.
Well, yeah, like...
It feels so... Well, because I think, as an actor, it's interpretive. You're doing someone else's words. I think maybe that's the favorite part, is that you get to have all this behavior that you can't do in your real life.
Right.
I mean, that you shoot people, or you do bad things, or you good things, or you scream, whatever. You have carte blanche to have fun to that, and you take no responsibility for it. As a musician, I feel kind of like, I wrote this.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, even though so much of it is fictional. I use the the possessive first person possessive all the time. So people, is that about this? I'm like, no, I just took this one thing, turned it into another thing.
Oh, people ask you about that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I don't think anyone's ever asked me about that.
Because
I put first and last names in the song, so it's there's no question. You know who it's about?
Yeah. With links.
Sometimes. Yeah.
YouTube links.
I spell out the link.
YouTube.
It's really long.
/ex-boyfriend.
All these numbers. Yeah. No, that's. This is not interesting, but I've been recording my band practices for as long as I can remember, because just laptops full of just all these hours of recordings, so I can listen to what sounds good and what doesn't, and without fail, the thing that embarrasses me the most sounds the best, and the thing that I thought was really comfortable and I'm this feels right to do, it's really boring and maybe not even good a lot of the time. So I think being embarrassed is.
They say that, they talk about it with fiction writers and memoirs. They say that if it feels really embarrassing, that means you've hit the kernel of truth.
Yeah.
Yep, I have. Yep.
You have what?
I have that too. I think if I've gotten older too, I feel like, and I'm not saying this is a good thing, I feel like I've put this limitation on myself where I need to be more wry or knowing or kind of Randy Newman-y, kind of at a reserve, as opposed to kind of a raw emotional plea. It needs to be spun with some intelligence or irony.
Interesting.
And the group of shows that we played last year, there was this one new song that I wrote. It was kind of just this little ballad that people just I felt the room shift when we sang it, and it was just more heartfelt.
Yeah, that's a cool feeling.
Thought,
that's what you want.
Maybe I shouldn't dismiss.
Yeah. When you try to make things too intellectual, you put up a barrier. Sometimes without knowing it.
Right.
'Cause it's more about, I don't know.
I can easily get in my head as a songwriter and say, oh, this is too on the nose, or it's too simple, or it's too.
Yeah.
You can hear when songwriters are doing that.
My lyrics are embarrassing. It sounds like I'm a sexual predator or something. They're so simple too. They're so dumb. One of the songs, this is embarrassing, but lyrics are something I'm just embarrassed to say it now, but it's just about how much you like someone, and I just want to be kissing you all the time. It's really dumb and plain. And my drummer was I just like that you have the balls to say something that's just that. Straightforward.
It's so great, especially in music.
And I'm well, now I'm even more humiliated. I'll tell you what the lyrics are later, because I can't think of them now, because I'm too embarrassed to access.
But you're getting complimented on that kind of rawness, right?
By someone who has to play music with me. So I don't know. It's easy for smart people to be smart and be this is what's special about me, and that is special. But I don't know. It's harder to just expose yourself.
Yep.
Kind of. But you have a lot of experience because you're an actor, exposing yourself.
Right, but it's much more exposing. I like songwriters that write from characters' perspectives and write maybe not likable characters like Randy Newman and Amy Mann and Costello but it still feels very exposing to stand up there and sing I blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's a character, it's still my voice and stuff. As an actor, I don't feel any of that kind of embarrassment.
I would have thought it was the other way around.
I know maybe it's counterintuitive, but I feel acting is I'm not this. I didn't write this.
Yeah.
I didn't
write this crap.
Yeah, well, there's that.
I'm not this dick.
But it's they're pointing me in a direction. I'm just a skin puppet. I'm a tool.
Skin puppet. Yeah. You're just a burrito eating skin puppet.
I'm just a burrito eating skin puppet.
It was one too many times.
And cut. Where the fuck is my burrito?
It's in the fridge.
Yeah.
I've done 1,000 times.
So no, that feels like great permission to not be embarrassed. I've done shit on stage. I'm naked. Kissing men.
Oh, really?
And it's that's the great part of being an actor. I have friends, people well, I would never play this, or I could never play a Nazi, or I could never. I was I don't get it. That's the fun part, is that you get to do these things that are either abhorrent or
you would never do.
You get to have superpower,
That's cool.
Whatever.
Yeah. Super jealous of your life. That's awesome.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up. Any last words?
Am I dying?
Maybe. I don't know.
I love you, world.
Is that it? Just that?
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for doing my podcast.
Thank you for having me. Do you ever have repeat customers?
It's not old enough for that, but I will have you on as a repeat customer. But only if we do the exact same script.
Awesome.
I know. You can just leave your script here, and then next time we'll do the same.
I liked the script. You wrote it really well.
Oh, thanks.
It really sounded like me.
I don't know. It kind of felt like for your parts, like I was like talking too much or just like expanding on things that I shouldn't be expanding on.
Really? Because your part just sounded like a millennial that doesn't like a lot. So I feel like you kind of underwrote yourself
as like
that way.
A rough lesbian. Like, yeah. She isn't she, but I don't know.
Right.
Like,
kind of apologizing, kind of.
Everyone says I apologize too much. I'm sorry. Okay, well, thanks so much for being on my podcast.
My pleasure.
Bye, Paul.
Bye.